This book, this is what you get if Name of Wind was written well. Oh, I said it. Hey guys, welcome back and welcome to my channel. I am going to do a book review today. I'm going to review Jonathan Renshaw's Dawn of Wonder. I read this as a part of read along at T's channel, an erudite adventure, and adventure I had. My name is Angela. I'm Angie the Bookaholic. In this channel, I talk about books, books that I love, books that I hate, books that I'm reading, books that I'm planning to read, all things books, even TV shows and movie adaptations of books. So if those are things that interest you, please subscribe to my channel. So please like, share, and comment. So without further ado, let's get into the review of Jonathan Renshaw's Dawn of Wonder. Dawn of Wonder is book one in the Awakening series by Jonathan Renshaw. He started off this as a trilogy, but I think he later on decided to split book number two into two. So it has four books now instead of three books. So technically it's a trilogy, but it has four books. It was published in May 2015 and won several literary awards in 2016, including Audible Best Fantasy Audiobook and Reader's Favorite Award for Epic Fantasy. Just two of the several awards that it won that year. This is definitely a coming of age, epic adventure, high fantasy novel. This story surrounds this young boy named Aiden who is, living his life in a small farming village, having the best of his time with his best friend Calvary. This boy and girl, they are best of friends, living their life, satisfying their curiosity with a lot of exploration around the village and regions surrounding the village, including a forest which is kind of forbidden because of many horrible tales surrounding the forest. However, all of a sudden they are plunged into a situation which kind of destroys their entire village. They are being attacked by a slave trading country called Renshaw, and they have sent their people to attack this village and capture and enslave the inhabitants of the village. But somehow Aiden and his family manages to escape, and thus starts the epic journey of Aiden. He suffers extreme personal loss, and that trauma carries with him throughout this plot, and that's what actually designs his entire journey. He develops this intense hatred towards this nation, understandably so. Like I said, he and his family manages to flee. There is this whole journey which is also adventure full. They reach this city which is kind of an university city, you can call it. And this university basically, or academy, basically trains mercenaries to become something called gray marshals. They are highly skilled, trained warriors. When he comes to know about them, he wants to join and become a gray marshal, because then he can go back and fight against the slave trading nation Lecrow, and seek his revenge. This academy is different in the sense that it just does not teach marshals fighting, but it teaches them many other things to become kind of like super spies. They teach them multiple languages, their different cultures, and how to secretly embed themselves in different cultures without being detected. So basically they are trained to be spies, at the same time warriors as well. So the rest of the story is in the academy. So basically Harry Potter-ish kind of a feeling, where he is training to be so and so. But it's not just magic that they are taught. Like I said, they are taught to fight, and taught languages, cultures, a little bit of medicine, and all kind of things, so that they are all round super skilled spies. Coming to characters, our main character is Aiden, and he is adventurous, risk-taking, curious little boy. He's I think at the beginning of the story he's 12 years old, not even a teenager, but at the same time he is already quite mature for his age. He is keen-eyed and thinking on his feet, unless when he is confronted by his father. and that's because he is terrified of him. We will come to that later on when I'm talking about relationships. And then there is this his group of friends and cohorts, whom he meet in the academy, and they are loyal and committed to Aiden. They stick up for each other, and the adventures that they face together are fun to read. And then comes Cloman, which is Aiden's father. I think he is hands down the most despicable father I have ever come across in fiction. Oh no, wait, that is Kyle from the Life Ship Traders trilogy, which is Wintrow's father. Uh, I think both of them can give each other a run for their money for being the biggest assholes among each other. I mean, they are like crazy assholes, and I hate them both. So, if you have read Life Ship trilogy, you know what kind of father I'm talking about in here. Cloman, who is Aiden's father. And then there is Osric, General Osric, who is the one whom he by chance meets and enables him to join the academy basically. And he is this legendary general who is formidable and strong and humongous and terrifying and all that, but at the same time he has a soft corner towards Aiden, and he kind of transforms into a father figure for Aiden, which is quite necessary in his life because Aiden really lacks a father figure in his life. Apart from these characters, there are several, a plethora of side characters, and all of them are so well crafted. Whether they're negative or positive characters, they are well crafted. So overall, there is great character work throughout the novel. The writing style, I really love the writing. The writing felt very smooth, like smooth like butter and soft like silk or honey. I don't know, but it was smooth and soft. Sometimes it happens that when you're reading a great story, the plot is so good, but bad writing comes in the way of enjoyment. It did not happen here. There are so many action sequences and training montages which could be overdone, and you can actually slip into boredom, which did not happen here. I think it is to Jonathan Renshaw's credit that he wrote this 700-page debut novel and then really made it work with all these sequences where people are just training or talking and banter, but still keep the reader engaged. I wasn't bored even for a minute. In fact, there were instances where I just wanted to finish my work and just get back to the book as soon as possible. Also, there are instances where the story slides into horror mode, and they were so well done. Oh my god, you could literally hear the silence and feel the jump scare. I think a great writer is somebody who can really write great action sequences or great horror scenes. If they can nail these two, they are great writers, according to me. And Jonathan Renshaw can smoothly do that. Coming to magic system, it is kind of ironic that this is definitely a high fantasy, but the magic is scanned. In the 700-page long book, there are only allusion to magic and one or two instances where magic like situation happen, but we do not have a clear understanding of what the magic system is yet, even after reading 700 pages. I know this could be so and so, there are some magical creatures, but again you haven't witnessed them firsthand yet. There are references to these magical creatures and there is something magical going on, but we don't know yet. We haven't figured out yet what that is, even at the end of the novel. So I'm looking forward to book number 2 to figure out what is the magic system actually. So that was a clever trick by Renshaw, to keep the reader engaged and making sure that the reader will pick up book number 2 to at least to figure out what the magic system actually is, and also what will happen to these magical creatures who are kind of awakening. I don't want to give away too much because it's a non-spoiler review. I am hoping to see a couple of dragons. Let's see. Magical or not, we are sure that Aiden is critical to the story. He is central to the story. He is kind of this chosen one. We don't know for what he's chosen or how he is chosen and how he will become the chosen one, what kind of powers he will acquire. So all this is kind of still a mystery, and it is left mystery for book one. World building. The world building here is definitely gradual and organic. We discover different aspects of this world as the story unfolds, exactly how I expect it to be done in any novel that I want to read. I don't like my novel to be exposition filled and too much of info dump. Renshaw is successful in that. He is very beautifully reveals the world to us while the story is unfolding. So you have to go through the book to discover the world. And I think that's a perfect way to go about it. So, like I said, there is slave traders, allusion to magical creatures, mysterious abandoned cities and castles, dangerous and forbidden forest, political intrigue, trained marshals, all this packed into a beautifully crafted novel. When it comes to relationship between the characters, the most important relationship I think is the one which Aiden has with his father. Now his father is definitely a very formidable figure, but at the same time terrifying, to such an extent that he in fact develops a kind of PTSD because of the trauma that he faces from his father. How Aiden chooses to deal with this relationship dynamics will define his character's journey and how his character will develop. Some of the passages it was quite difficult for me to read, where he is faced with this incredible fear, he is paralyzed in his fear, like literally paralyzed in his fear, and that was kind of really hard for me to read through, that a child, he's just 12 or 13 years old child, has to go through this kind of trauma. But again, like I said, this will underpin how exactly his character will develop in the future. There is a reason why this book is 700 pages, because Renshaw has taken care in developing relationships. Of course, character development is there, but at the same time, the relationships also are well crafted. They are developed organically, so you don't feel that the dynamics between friends and enemies is doesn't feel forced. Things that I didn't like. Now it is kind of difficult to point out cons when it comes to such a beautifully written book, but if you really push me, I would say the usage of some very common overused tropes, like farm boy leaving village or shire kind of a feel. Like it kind of reminded me of Wheel of Time or LOTR, and other commonplace tropes like revenge plot and school bullies and bunker room panthers, etc. So, but you know what? All these tropes, even though they are kind of cliched and overused tropes, but when they are done well, you end up loving them, right? And that's what happened in this book. All these tropes, they blend in so well with the story or the flow of the story that you are not even distracted, or you're not thinking about these as tropes until you just finish the book and sit back and think about it. How do I rate this book? Now, I would like to use the rating system that Ian from Ian the Raider introduced just the other day, and I found it very interesting. Please check out his video. I will link that in the description below. So, this is my rescue puppy. So basically, it goes like this. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories. One is personal enjoyment, plot, pacing, characters, immersion, prose/themes, and the score for each of these will add up to 100. So, and each of them has this maximum score of 15, except for personal enjoyment, which has a higher maximum score of 25, which I can kind of understand, because I think personal enjoyment sometimes is non-tangible and you feel that kind of intuitively. My rating for personal enjoyment was 23. I quite enjoyed it, and plot was 15 out of 15. Pacing was 15 out of 15. Characters was 13 out of 15. Immersion is 13 out of 15. And prose/themes is 12 out of 15. Because I think that the plots and themes, like I said, the magic system was not yet clear, but I think it worked in the plot's advantage, because it helped to build this mystery towards book number 2. But if you think about book number 1 alone, then it was kind of unsatisfying for me, so that's why I cut some points there. So total comes up to around 91, which in the rating system, which is, or the grading system, comes to A minus, which is 5 stars. So definitely this was a 5-star read for me. Maybe I can conclude that this rating system actually works. Thank you, Ian, for formulating this and sharing this with us. So maybe I will continue using this rating system going forward as well. Hope you pick up this book and read. Don't be daunted by the size of it. It is 700 plus pages, but I am assuring you that each and every page is there for a reason. It's filled with adventure. You will not get bored, and it is a wholesome fantasy read. That was my review of Jonathan Renshaw's Dawn of Wonder. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and also please share it with other people who might enjoy this. Subscribe, bell notification, all that jazz. Thanks for watching. I will see you soon in another video. This is Angie signing off. Bye bye.